Our latest journey starts off with my tenant, Andy, from Indonesia, Bali. The good news is that Andy has family and he has a cousin, which is going to be our consultant, miscellaneous questions that you need to address correctly. Have you ever been in Bali, Indonesia before? No. Do you have any possession of any travel documents from other countries? No. Do I have a previous visa to enter in Indonesia? No. Photocopied, digital photocopied, and also having that plasticized and having a few copies made isn't such a bad idea. Was my visa application ever denied in the past future? No. Have I ever been forced to leave Bali, Indonesia by officials, police, or military? No. Has Cruising with Kenny ever committed a crime of any offense? That they're going to need an itinerary of your plane flight going there and coming back. That getting your passport stamped before you go to Indonesia, Bali, and you're sitting back in the USA or wherever you are and you're sitting around, you're losing precious days on your passport. Once every 2 months or once a month, you have to have your passport re-stamped in Indonesia. If you miss the date in Indonesia, Bali, to have your passport re-stamped for spending more great time there, I'm sure there's a fine for that issue. I'm sure that finding these government facilities in Indonesia is not going to be easy, and finding anything else that you forgot to bring on your long 5-month journey is not easy. And that is why I've spent 3 months packing. I suppose you're wondering if Cruising with Kenny got any type of medical shots for this long 5-month journey. The question is no, I didn't get any shots. So I'm real curious about what's going to happen to me. I'm in the country for 5 months. It's not like I don't care what happens to me, but I'm going to give it my best shot. One thing that you should think about these tropical, far away, exotic places is they're like a giant petri dish. Do I feel very, very apprehensive about this whole journey? Yes, I do. Do I feel a sense of wonder and curiosity? Yes, I do. The good news about the Cruising with Kenny crappy budget here is that we are going to make up our well over $1,500 plane ticket there and back, and we're going to make up all our other extra expenses. I've tried to think of every type of fail-safe we can use on our full 5-month project if something goes wrong. There's an awful lot of things that can go wrong. O'Hare Airport into Hong Kong, and we're going to spend 1 night in the Hong Kong airport. I don't know how that's going to work out. I'll be filming anything and everything to start to finish. I'll be very, very curious about the music, the culture, the food, the environment. I would just like to confirm that the luggage that we're bringing a fully loaded mountain bike with pangas, camping gear, film gear, pair of bongos, and a pair of drumsticks, all pre-packed, brand new clothes, socks, t-shirts, all that stuff. Plenty of toothpaste and a toothbrush. He has been pumping iron and training every single day, 7 days a week. confirmed that we're in the taxi and we're on the way to the airport, flying to Hong Kong. In the morning, we'll be flying into Bali. We'll be looking for our consultant. Today has been one of the few days in the Chicagoland area where it's clear, sunny, no clouds, and it looks like it's going to be a great day to fly. Cathay Terminal 5, it looks like extending your visa in Indonesia for the next 5 months. They're kind of edgy about that. Indonesia isn't going to be as easy as we think it is. The bike box was overweighed. It weighed too much, so we had to open up the box. That's a pain in the ass. Take all the stuff out, re-weigh stuff on the scale, because you're talking kilos here, I'm thinking pounds. Recalculation of all the weight, getting an extra box to put the extra stuff in. It was expensive. The date that my passport stamp expires versus the date that we want to leave, which is in 5 months, I don't think they like you staying in Indonesia for 5 months. So I'll be very curious to find out if they want to keep on stamping my passport month after month, or they can just give us like the full 5 months and that's it. Call it a done deal. The airlines are running us through the ringer. It seems like my guess and your guess is going to be as good as mine. On the plane, and it's going to be a 15-hour ride to Hong Kong. Brutal 15 hours. And we're going to film everything we can.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Safety is our priority.
Walkie-talkies, remote control devices, and devices with Wi-Fi or Bluetooth functions enabled must not be used on the aircraft. 請立即關掉手提電話，直至航機降落機艙服務員另行通知為止。機艙內任何時候都唔可以使用傳送設備，例如對講機、無線遙控器同埋所有具備無線上網或藍牙功能嘅裝置。All other electronic devices are to be switched off now, as these can interfere with aircraft instruments and systems. The cabin crew will inform you when it is safe to switch them on again. 請關掉所有其他電子用品，以免影響機上儀器運作。起飛後，機艙服務員將會通知閣下再啟動電子用品嘅時間。For takeoff and landing, hand baggage and loose items must be placed under the seat in front of you or stowed in the compartments provided. Please be careful to ensure items placed in the overhead compartment
Hong Kong has been really nice and very, very helpful. And they're going to take care of us real well in the airport all the way up to our connecting flight. In a wheelchair, being cruised around Hong Kong. The USA airports can learn a lot from Hong Kong. Hang out at a restaurant and everything's gonna be okay. Thumbs up for Hong Kong. I'm impressed. We're at the lounge, and it seems like a really, really nice place. The USA is thinking of building one of these, and it looks like Hong Kong is way ahead of them. Here is where we're crashing. Taking a shower. The moral of the story is Hong Kong took a lot of riffraff and red tape out of the crappy situation that we could have been left off in back in the USA. Top of the morning to you. It looks like Hong Kong is treating Cruising with Kenny pretty well. We have a little bit of a snoring problem from my neighbor. This morning we had a wonderful breakfast. 9 o'clock we're going to get our Hong Kong consultant back to take us over to the terminal to check in, and then we'll be flying out to Bali, Indonesia for 5 months. I had a little conversation from somebody who spent 2 weeks there, and he said that I am going to have a great time. Breakfast buffet, kill some time, and get on that plane to Bali, Indonesia. In the right place at the right time, and we're going. Hanging out with my buddy here, and he's been separated from his girlfriend for 4 months, and he's gonna meet her in Bali, Indonesia, and they're gonna catch up on all the great times. I really didn't like flying over Antarctica. It's very, very scary to see this giant ice sheet.
It is a safety requirement at all
under you. The moral of this story is about flying is to stay well sedated and unconscious.
Good morning, Mr. Bernardi. Welcome aboard. Your wheelchair will be ready when we call you. When we arrive at Denpasar, so please wait for us in your seat. Thank you.
And we're off. I just got done checking the weather forecast, Chicagoland, by a 6-foot brutal snow blizzard. Good riddance to Chicagoland. I'm just gonna let them deal with it. We're here. We've got our consultant. We need a cool place to come back to and just chill out. Cruising around trying to find a really nice place to rent. That alone took 8 hours. 18-hour brutal flight. Still freaked out about flying over Antarctica. Hang out where we are now and get the most of it before we start looking at the map and going to other geographical destinations throughout Bali and distant islands beyond. Got down to the beach. It's a big, huge, massive party. On the beach partying, having a good time. There's a lot of massaging going on. Going into the Indonesia bank, Bali bank, with American cash that I got from an American bank. It's legit. They didn't like some of my money. They didn't exchange about $100 for rupiah. The bank told me that there was just something funky about the money. We did get the extra $100 USA currency in rupiah that we needed, but it took a while and there was a lot of riffraff and a lot of red tape. The reason why the Bali banks are so scrutinizing against American money and all this other money coming in from all over the world, Hong Kong money, you name it, is that they got to deal with all that to exchange into rupiah. Renew our passport once a month, but I'd like to find out if there's a small fine in like 5 months from now. Real breezy, and it's well over 100% humidity. The good news is that we're getting very well organized to be here and live here for 5 months. Traffic in Bali. You got a lot of motorcycles. I mean, there's more scooters and motorcycles I've seen than any other place in the whole world. You got the cars. You got to drive in the left lane, not in the right lane. Plus, steering wheels and the whole cars are built on the right side of the car. Horn in Bali is going to go over well. It's a good welcome call. We saw a real bad motorcycle accident, and I can tell you one thing. Subject on the ground. In Bali, people touch you. Everybody touches you and moves you around.